Hey everybody, welcome to our safety management webinar. We've been really working hard over here to get everything ready for this webinar and for this new release. So we're excited you've taken some time out of your day to join us while we show you everything that's new in Tenstreet safety. My name is Leah Kelly, and I'm here with Elizabeth Sontag, who's getting ready to give you a live demo of our new DQF, Driver Management and Issues and Survey Services. Is your screen up, Elizabeth?
It is not yet. There it goes.
There we go. Great. Okay, but before we get into all the fun stuff, we have just a few housekeeping items to cover first. You guys have probably heard these 100 times, but just for anybody who's joining us for the first time, I will quickly cover these bases. First, just know that if for any reason we lose connectivity, the webinar will be rescheduled and you'll receive a notification so that you can re-register. Also remember that your phones are muted during the whole presentation. So if anybody comes into your office or you've got music going on or you get a phone call, you don't have to worry. It's not going to disturb anything. The webinars will be recorded and sent to you. So again, if you get interrupted for some reason, or if you'd like to share it with somebody in the office who wasn't able to join today, you're going to receive a recording of today's webinar within 24 hours, somewhere around that number. So just be patient with us and we'll get it out there as quickly as possible. Second, you can submit your questions anytime throughout the presentation. So it's kind of an ongoing Q&A throughout. And you can do so using the text box under the questions section in your panel, in your GoToWebinar panel on your right. So this way you don't forget to ask, and then we'll be able to answer questions as we're on the topics that they pertain to, which should help other audience members as well. If for some reason we're not able to get to them right away, though, we'll of course address them at the end of the webinar. And then finally, if you look at the handout section, also in your GoToWebinar panel, you'll see a solution summary document. I just put that in there just for you. You can download it at any time during the webinar and take a look at it afterwards. This just provides a general overview of all the services that we offer here at Tenstreet. So if you ever have any questions over any of these or are interested in learning more, just reach out to your advisor or email our sales department at sales@tenstreet.com and we'll get you what you need. Also, after this, we're going to also send out a couple cut sheets on all of our different services that Elizabeth is about to cover so that you get a better understanding of everything or a full understanding of things, and it's all in writing for you. So look to your email box for that. That's coming soon. And okay, that's all I've got, Elizabeth. It's all you.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the new safety management tool today. So I've got just one or two slides, and then I'm going to dive right into a demo for everyone. So just in general, the safety tool has 5 major components. And what you see on the screen is the 5 major components that are outlined. Each of those components support the activity in the tool set. You're going to see the outside components. All of those are connected through the middle with the power of the workflow through the system. So all of the pieces work together and they work to support everything. So today we're going to run through a few specific examples of kind of how the safety management tool works. And I'm going to dive right in and kind of let you guys see how it looks within the system. So what we've done is we've expanded on the old and we've created a more powerful tool for the safety process. In the safety tool, you'll see you have a menu that allows you to view the different options. You've also got your manage drivers, a configuration tab, notifications, and driver notifications. And we're going to cover each one of these. So within the tool, we're going to just start with our original DQF missing and expired tool. So when most people talk about DQF, what does that really mean? They're usually talking about a way to discover any kind of missing or expired documents in the system. We have this, and we've done 2 things with it. We've made it easier for you to use and easier for you to find, and more notifications for your safety team. It's an easy way for you to use the workflow and gather any kind of missing documents using the forms engine, and you don't even have to leave the tool to schedule those documents. So with any kind of documents within the DQF, you set that up, it's customized. You have the ability to see missing and expired, missing only, or expired only. You can choose a date range of what you want to see, or you can say, I want to see everything that's going to expire within 30 days. You can find your search based on the work list. You can also say, I want to see everyone that's in a hired or a terminated status. If you're looking for a specific document that's within your DQF, you have the ability to filter with that as well. So once you select your filters, you can close out of your menu and click refresh, and that's going to load all of your applicants that have anything that is missing or expired. And you're able to see what is missing, and you can run through the list and fill those. You can also do a bulk assign. So if you're missing a form for each one of these applicants, you can do a bulk assign. It walks you through the process to be able to schedule that for any drivers that have any of those missing documents. You can do a bulk MVR order, which will order all MVRs that have not been ordered. Okay. So we're going to move on. So we're going to go up here and we're going to talk about notifications a little bit, because I've heard a lot of clients say that it's hard to manage notifications to multiple people. It's complicated, it's spreadsheets, it's emails, it's lots of manual process. So what we've done is we've created a notifications tool within here. And now you can manage and update those notifications within this tool. So you have the ability to change who notifications go to, change what's going through the system. And these notifications, they support any kind of permissions within the system. So if you have if you have users that are only able to see specific work lists, you can set those up and it will obey those rules, and it will only send them missing or expired documents that are within the work list that they have permissions to. You can also use user roles. User roles may be something that you haven't heard in the past, but a user role, for example, would be like a terminal manager, or maybe like a regional manager. So you could say, I need this notification to go to all of our terminal managers, and you would select that user role. Account managers would be able to help you to set these up within the system. It's set up on our side. So they can go in and they can designate users with specific roles. So then when you select that in the system, it's going to send that notification to anybody that has that designated user role within it. You can pick how you want to communicate. Do you want to communicate via email, or do you want to send them a notification in the system? You can say, I need for the terminal managers to get notifications at 30 days, and I want them to get anything that's missing or expired. For my hired drivers, and then you don't have to select a document type unless you only want them to see specific things in the DQF that expire. And once I save this, it creates that notification in the system, and it gives you a rundown of each notification that you have set up. So maybe you want to assign a notification to terminal managers at 30 days, and then you'd like to assign and escalate that to the next group at 15 days, and then again at maybe 3 days. You can continue to build those notification types so that everyone is notified whenever something is missing or expired within the system. And then you can go in and edit. So if you have a change to a user, if you needed to send this to a specific user, you can change the users within the system as well. So you have total control of the notifications that are being set up within the system. All right. If you do notifications instead of emails, just know that if you use the dashboard app, you're going to receive those notifications on your phone. So much like an email that you get, you can also use the app for those, and they'll come over. And with the notifications, when we move over to the driver notifications, you can also send a driver a notification if their CDL is about to expire. And that takes out the manual process that no one has to actually reach out to the driver and say, hey, driver, I need a copy of your CDL. The system takes that from you and will notify that driver and let them know that they need a copy of that you need an updated copy of their CDL so that you're able to update their file. So when we think about DQF, we look at it at a holistic and how powerful that this tool can be. And it can help you guys to manage your system through the different notifications and the different reports that are available within the system. Now, if you go to your drivers within the system, you still have your DQF view, but this tool gives you the ability to leverage the actual system with that workflow to be able to manage your drivers within your DQF. We're going to move on to our next process, which is our annual MVR process. So annual MVR process is specific and special enough that we created its own tool within this toolkit. So what you're going to see is with your annual MVR process, we went back to the menu. You can select your drivers based on month. So if you have drivers for each month and you only do this annually, you can select all months. Or if you do this each month for every driver to collect a new MVR in a new certificate of violations, you can select the appropriate months. Again, able to filter by work list and able to filter by specific status. I'm going to close out of my menu and I'm going to refresh, and it's going to load every driver that meets the criteria. So this is pulling based on a hire date through the system. And what you'll see is it gives us a checklist of what we've completed. So we've got MVR ordered, we've got our MVRs that have returned, our COVs have been requested, some have not returned and some have returned, and some have been countersigned. So it gives you a glance at what you're needing to do for each one of those drivers. You can do a bulk MVR order, which will pull up every driver that's eligible for a bulk MVR order and place the order. We'll then request an MVR for each one of those people that are within this system. You also have the ability to schedule a certificate of violations, and we've taken a lot of the work out of it. So all you do is click on Schedule COV, you say yes, and that's all you have to do. And then that will notify the driver and will let them know that they have a certificate of violations that needs to be completed. And as we're doing each one of these steps, it starts to check off each one of those items. So we can see that the COV was requested, it has returned, and then we need to countersign it. And these drivers are all clickable, so you can click on that driver and head into their Documents tab, and you'll be able to see your certificate of violations is available. You can click to countersign it. It will open it up, and you'll be able to go through the whole process without leaving the tool. And as you do each one of these tasks, you're going to see it does check off each one of those items, so you can keep track of any drivers that need to come through the certificate of violations. So drivers will be able to use Driver Pulse, the portal, the web, to complete the certificate of violations. They're able to complete it on a phone, a computer, or a tablet. If you're wanting to still use paper to do a certificate of violations, you absolutely can, and you can upload it in the system. And one of the nice things about being able to upload it in the system is if you have a mobile device that you log into the dashboard, you can go directly to the Documents tab from your mobile device and click on Upload, and it would then allow you to take a picture of that document, and you can take a picture of that document and it will be stored in the Documents tab for the applicant. So keep in mind you've got a few different options on how to complete the certificate of violations. With CDL expirations, you can set up the driver notifications again so the safety person does not have to ask for that. You can opt in or out of this feature for the driver notifications. If you still want a manual process or you still want to be able to reach out to that driver, you can absolutely opt out, or you can use it with the workflow to make the process easier and make it a little quicker to get those CDLs back in the system. Okay, I'm going to go back up to my hamburger menu, and I'm going to start talking about accident management. So within accident management, you have the ability to add any kind of accidents or incidences to the system. And what you can see is when you go into your applicant and you go to your driver management, in the driver management, you'll have specific forms for your accident form and your incident form. With the accident form, you can click on the Add New Accident, and you can complete the information that's displayed on the form. Once you're done, you'll be able to submit that accident or incident. It's going to submit to the system, and then it's going to show here on your accident registry form. So you'll fill it out, complete it. You can also use the system if your driver has had an accident and you have a specific type of training that needs to be completed with an accident. The system can automatically schedule a video or a warning letter or any of those items to go out to the driver if you're having specific logs. And then you can adjust the points for each accident. And those are going to be stored all in the driver management view so that you can see all the accidents for the driver specifically, and then you can come to the accident registry to see your fleet and be able to see all of the accidents across. You also have the ability to save this as a PDF. So if you needed to download your accident registry, you can save this as a PDF and it will come out of the system and it will have all of the same fields. Okay. Leah, I see that there's some questions. I didn't want to keep going if we needed to stop for any questions.
No, I'm actually handling them over here while you are, just to let you continue to go ahead for everybody else, but we can tackle some of the ones that have been asked, more than once at the end, just so that everybody understands. But it's all great. It's all going well.
Good,
yeah.
Good deal. I just didn't want to keep going if we had some important ones. Okay, so next we're going to talk about incidents. So we're going to go back to our driver management view, and in addition to our accidents view, our accidents log, we have a place that we can log in any kind of incidents. And so within your incidents, you can see, you can fill out the form. Points can be associated with your incident, and an incident would be something that's not specific to an accident. So you've had a driver that put the wrong fuel in the wrong tank or something along those lines, and that's an incident. And you can associate different point values for different incidents that the driver completes. And so whenever I go back to my safety tool and I click on the driver points, I can filter by the status. I can also filter by the work list. And once I pull this up, it shows me any drivers with incidents or accident points. So we'll see here, I've got Elizabeth, and I've got a red point here. So the points are customized based on the total points that are showing. And you would have a green, yellow, and red to kind of indicate low, medium, high. And you have the ability to customize that threshold to say what point values turn it to green, yellow, and red. And you can see here we've got the name of the driver, and then you've got the points for each incident and accident. So here we've got 14 incident points and we've got 5 accident points. It takes the highest value of the points, and that's what determines what the point value is over here. So points can be assigned for different things. Again, you can leverage that workflow to send any type of warnings, trainings. You can automatically send those through the system, and the driver could complete those and send those back through the system for you. Okay. All right. So again, those are all set by you. The points are customizable, so those points are up to your thresholds and how you want to set those out. You can also set points to age out after a certain amount of time. So if you allow a point to age out after 12 months, the accident or incident has been 12 months, and then you're allowed to age that out, so it would deduct those points. The system can automatically do that. It can also automatically deduct any type of points if after a training or after something has been completed, so that the driver can acknowledge that they have made a mistake or an accident or an incident. You can go back and adjust those points, and the system will do that automatically through the workflow. All right. Now in our Manage Drivers tab, I'm just going to go backwards a little bit. What you can see is you have the ability to see your drivers that are in your DQF file, and you can see at a click, you'll be able to see everyone that's in a hired or a terminated status. And you can work through those drivers, and you'll know that these are your drivers that are being reported on your DQF. If you select terminated or hired, it will show all of those drivers, and you can filter those based on the hire status and also the work list, and you're able to refresh that data to get current data on your drivers. Your configuration, excuse me, this is going to show you what statuses are being monitored by DQF. So it gives you a view so you can see that your hired drivers and your terminated drivers are in your DQF. And then you can scroll down and it gives you a list of all of your document types that are available within the system. It's got check marks for any that are in DQF. It's got check marks for any that expire. So you at a glance can see what's in your DQF file and how you're monitoring those drivers today. And this is a read-only version. If you do need to make any changes to your configuration, you can always email your account manager and they can go through the system and make those updates for you.